All right, guys, welcome aboard. We're going to be taking the Cirrus, aka FlightFX Vision Jet, out again today. We're starting out in Gillespie Field, which is sort of East County, San Diego, and we're going to be going out to the desert again. But interesting little airport with a few things to see over there. So let's not waste any time here. Let's get fired up. Let's get our little iPad over here. Come on. Chocks off, covers off, and beta stuff off. Get the headphones on. Speaking of headphones, there I am. Always got to adjust my glasses here because they get underneath the headphones there. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through our checklist here really quick. So pre-flight is complete, doors are latched, parking brake as required, battery 1 and 2 are on, Gen 1 and 2 on. We don't have an external GPU, FADAC channel 1 is on, and strobe lights on. CAS messages, just the parking brake, thrust levers to idle. And then we're going to hold, actually, on our brake hold right there. So let's take a quick look down here. We'll do a quick initialization.
Higher, 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 higher. Stall, stall, stall.
And that's loud. Okay. That's done. Fuel quantity, let's see here. Yeah, 149, just a default 50% fuel. That's good for us. And weight and balance, we'll just set, no, weight, that's not what I wanted to do. Cancel. Yeah, we're just going to accept that. That looks good. And then our flight plan right here, we'll just add the departure, KSEE. Gillespie Field in San Diego, and L77, Lima 77 is Chiriaco Summit. It's just east of Palm Springs. All right, I think accept. Yep, we accepted that. We're going to go map, full screen, and we got again. A little bit of San Diego, Southern California. We've got the marine layer here. We're going to scoot around. Well, actually, we're going to fly through it. Who am I kidding? All right, let's just keep on going here. All right, brakes, engine knob. We're ready to start now. Let's go ahead and turn that to on. Hear the fuel pump. I'm sure you can hear it. I can't. All right, and then we'll just go ahead and hit start here. Looks like we got a good start on everything. So let's see here. Everything's normal. Engine anti-ice. We're not using ECS disable off auto, and we'll turn on just a little bit of heat here. It's a little chilly here in the morning. External GPU. We don't have oxygen master on, and I'm going to put my bleed on at the same time here. Avionics, we've got it all set up as we want right here. Cap's been removed, passengers have been briefed, you know where we're going, what we're doing, seatbelts are on, and we got our bleed on before taxi. Come on, comms, we're not really using any comms over here, but we'll just go like that. And I will grab my ATIS, but I'm going to grab it off of my charts over here. Well, or I should say, I'll grab it off my chart right here. No, wrong flight. Let's go over here. By the way, here's where we're flying. Let me just zoom this out a little bit. So we're taking off right there, El Cajon. Here's Palm Springs. We are going right there. Chiriaco summit. So I'm going to, I might as well do this right here since I've got it. Let's open airport, take a look at our weather. What do we got? Overcast 23, 29904. All right, move that over there. Let's get our altimeter set. Yep, ATIS, we got it. Altimeter set. Transponder is on 1200 auto. And our heading out of here, I'm just going to set it for 270. It's going to be our departure heading here. And we're actually going to go up quite a bit here. If I can get my stream deck into the right spot. We're going up to, oh, let's see. It's like a long enough flight. We could go up to, let's say 13,500. All right. Sounds good right there. We got that set. Trim tab. We'll set that, and it's right over here. I'm going to set it for 5, even though it says 6, as long as you're in the green right there, apparently. And that's what I've heard from actual pilots of the Vision Jet. You're good there. All right, 50% on the flaps. Flaps are coming down. The electronic roll trim is not modeled in the model here, and I don't know if I even need to push the toga button. I'm not sure what the point of that is, other than it does that. But because we're going to set it anyway, right? We're going to actually go click flight level change and heading, so you can see what we get right there. Anyway. We did that. Cast messages, parking brake, pro Pete, seatbelts on, and we got brakes released, and we're on our way. We'll check our brakes. All right, let's get out of here. So we are in, like I said, we're at Gillespie Field. Let's get the park brake off here, and I'm going to turn down the volumes ever so slightly. Go to 52% here, because I know this volume can be a little loud. We're at Golden State Flying Club here. We're on the south side of the airport. I don't remember that ditch being there, or at least I don't remember that ditch off to the right being that large. And we're going to be taxiing all the way down to, let's see, do we want to take off on the left or the right? I think we'll take off on the left. This Vision Jet's not loaded, and we can get up off the ground, so we'll just take the left runway to, I think it's 20 actually. Was it 20 or 27? I can't remember. We'll find out. You can tell it's been a little while since I've flown out of here. Now, this airport here, again, is the scenery is done by one of the guys over at FlightSim.to. Now, I'm going to link up to some of his airports there in a second in the chat. He's also modeled Chiriaco Summit also there, which is why we're heading out there. All right, and in real life over here, I would contact ground and ask them for the shortcut, and they would say, yeah, Vision Jet shortcut approved. We're gonna come over here. This kind of cuts diagonally across to the runways here through part of the ramp, instead of going all the way off there to the left, going around the corner there. It used to be more of a shortcut back in, well, back when I was flying, before they remodeled, or they took over quite a bit of the parking lot over there. Used to be a great little plane spotting spot. I haven't been there in quite a bit in the real world, and so I'm not quite sure what it looks like now, but basically everything off to our left right here used to be, you can see it's parking right now for airplanes, but it used to be able to park your car right about where this little thing is here. There's a fence right here. You watch everybody coming and going. All right, 27, yeah, that's what I thought it was. 27 left, this is where we're taking off. We'll come down to the last spot here. Then go through the rest of the pre-takeoff checklist, or before takeoff checklist here. Right there is good. Let's see here. So, yeah, departure briefing. We're taking off and we're going up. Okay, landing lights on. And probe heat now can come on. No icing, no cast messages, trim, flaps are set, verify, no cast messages there also. And we'll take off. We're going to take off, rotate 5 degrees and 115. Flaps up. We're going to make a left-hand turn. We'll go into autopilot there, and then we're going to climb out through some of the clouds there, and just head directly to Chiriaco summit. We should pop out of the clouds pretty quick. All right, that looks good. I think we've got everything set over here. Let's see. There we go. Get that like that. And the only thing over here, I'm going to put in my traffic map right here for now. What are we, 1 mile, 2 mile? Looking good. And altitude is set, just double checking everything. One last time. Yeah, we've got 13,500 set. 140 for the climb out speed. Actually gonna hold, sorry, a little jog there. FMS autopilot. All right, we're gonna go. Yeah, we'll click on that in a second. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's power up, bring it up to about 50%. Everything looks good. Full power for takeoff. And airspeed's alive. There's 85, 90, rotate. Ooh, popping off the runway there. All right, positive rate, gear up. Let's get sped up over here. And now we do have the hills right over here, so I'm gonna climb out just a little bit steeper than, say, the normal takeoff here. All right, flaps up here. There's 400 feet. We will go autopilot engage and auto throttle engage. It should throttle us back down. And we are on heading hold, so we're going to start making our turn around. Now you can see it kind of switched us over to 165, which is why we weren't continuing to climb. I kind of wanted to do that at 140, but when I clicked the auto throttle, it decided it was going to climb us out at 165. I'm sure there's a setting in there someplace. I just don't know where the heck it is. And there is the high school. Or a little turn around the high school here. Continue our turn here. Well, like I said, we've got a little bit of marine layer here we're going to climb through. Zoom my map out here just a little bit. Yeah, I just want to stay out of the airspace here to the left. Not that where it really matters for us here. Let's double check our temperature here. We're positive 13, so I think we're good on ice. Let's go through our climb out checklist here. Thrust levers are set. We're monitoring the engines. Cabin pressure issues. I can't talk. Pressurization is coming up. I did click on that. Why is it not doing that? There we go. Wanted to turn green. Ice protection. We're keeping an eye on it here. We're at 13, 14 degrees. I think we're going to be good. Starting to get bright out here, so we should pop out of this marine layer pretty quick. And we're not going up that high, so we don't have to worry about transitioning. And we'll wait on our cruise altitude here. There we go. Nice little pop out. And let's see here. I can actually take a look at the chat, which there is none, but that's okay. Let's do flightsim.to, and I will put a link in the chat for, actually, you know what I'm going to do is we'll turn down the sim here just a little bit. And I'll go ahead and grab the link for Gillespie Field for the developer, who has also done Chiriaco Summit there for us. I'll throw that into the chat if you are interested in picking up for free any of his airports. Alright, now that our sound is down, let me double check our heading here. What we're actually going to do is, let's go to flight plan. I just want to get around the corner right here. This is usually what I do. I come over to El Capitan, or close to it. Here, that's a reservoir. And then we can kind of keep on going here on our way. Make a little bit more of a turn here. And you can see it gets a little bit mountainous right here, so that's why I want to make sure we get up above the marine layer before we get closer to it here, or to the hills. I say hills, but mountains. Anyway, we're just going to click on that, hit direct, and activate it, and go to nav. And go ahead and zoom out here, and there you go. See our destination right there. We got the whole flight right here. Should be a pretty quick hop. And he's got the Chiriaco Summit modeled quite nice there. He's actually got a couple of folks sitting on the sort of on the end, in the middle of the runway, not on the runway, but to the sides, like they're kind of doing short takeoff and landing competition. And then Chiriaco Summit right there, which is right on, I can't remember what the highway is right there, but coming out of Palm Springs here, and you can see it's right on the highway right over here, and it actually has a tank museum. Forgot what it's called. But once we get on the ground over there, we'll take a look around and jump in the drone and see what there is to see over there. Alright, we're coming up to 13,500. We should bump up to 250 knots, which it has done. And we really didn't need to go up to 13,500. I just wanted to get a little bit of extra speed here for us, but you know what? Look at that. We got a pretty decent headwind here anyway. We got 39 or 30 knots. Yeah, 30 knots. Almost direct headwind here. See how fast we go. Okay, cruise. We're going to go through our checklist here. So thrust levers as required, ice protection, we're good. And EIS monitor. We will do that. Got a few bumps here, it looks like. I am using FS Realistic for a little bit more you know, cabin noise and cockpit head movement, that sort of thing, along with the low-level turbulence. When we take a look back, you can see, yeah, nice marine layer here in Southern California today. And clearing out as we come over the mountains and into the desert. Borrego Springs, kind of almost dead ahead there, not too far off. I think we're going to fly right over Borrego Springs right over here. We're just coming up to Julian. Where is it? Right here. The Julian VOR is right over here, I believe, or one of these peaks. And the town at Julian, right there off to our side. Nice little place to go in the fall. They always have, you know, apple festivals and things like that. We doing on our ground speed over here? Let's take a look. 270 knots, and we're inching up ever so slightly there, so a little bit slower than I was hoping for, but should be pretty good to get us there. Just a few minutes. Let's see, ETA 12 minutes right here, or ETE I should say. It's like a little bit of haze out here in the desert valleys. Be a little windy there. I'm going to check the weather over at Thermal, aka at Jacqueline Cochran Airport. Used to be called Thermal. And the weather there is winds 330 at 11, 5 miles visibility in haze. So yeah. And their altimeter is 2973, so we'll go ahead and set that. That airport is just over this ridge right here, but even if we take a look at Borrego Springs, which we are going to fly over, let's see what their altimeter is. 2975, so close enough. Let me bring this over here. We'll make this a little bit bigger. Hide all that. Let's see, where are we? There we are. Okay, so we are coming up to right over Borrego, and then heading for Chiriaco Summit, but you can see it kind of sits in this little valley right here, and it's got a little bit of hills here to the south side. Now you could, they're not big, but you could fly a left-hand pattern or even a right-hand pattern, but you can see there's a lot of hills here, larger ones here. And I haven't looked on the actual airport information to see what the recommended pattern is, but I think what we'll do is we'll fly a left-hand pattern over here. We'll just get down to pattern altitude before we get on the downwind, and then manually fly it around and into the airport here. Looking good. So that's the plan right there. Now, field elevation is 1711, so we're going to go for, let's say, 1500 for our jet. So I'll make that 3200 for our pattern altitude. So we can actually get that set here. Let's go ahead and dial that down. 3,200 feet. And again, I am using my Stream Deck Plus with flight panels for the autopilot panel, so I don't have to keep looking down here. It's quite hazy there in the Coachella Valley. Take a look at we are right over the top of Borrego Springs Airport, pretty much. Yep. So we actually do got to start our descent. I actually saw a really good thing with a real-world pilot. What he was saying was, you come over here. Descent. If you set an altitude limit at the destination, here we go. Waypoint, runway, select arrival, approach. Oh, that's it. Oh, I guess here. If we do that, MSL, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. Just AGL 0. Enter. It should give us the top of descent, I think. Enter. Let's see. And you can see we just passed it. So let's go ahead and hit vertical nav here. VNav enabled, and we are down, but I think we're going to have to go down manually. I think I was a little bit too late on that. So let's go vertical speed, and we'll see if we can't catch it. We'll also slow ourselves down here a little bit. So I'm going to go to 240 on the speed, and we'll go 1800 on the descent. Just to catch our little carrot there. You can see it's starting to inch up a little bit. So our airport is back here. If we take a quick look outside, here's the Salton Sea. Palm Springs off to our left there in Coachella Valley. Our airport is right over here, back behind this little ridge line right here. Now I still have VNav enabled, so let's see how this works. That was a pretty good little tip. He was a real-world pilot that flies the Vision Jet in real life. And yeah, he had that suggestion when you're doing a flight like this where there's, you're not doing an approach, you don't have an arrival or anything like that. If you set the destination with a altitude constraint, in this case it's our field elevation, it will give you a top descent, which it did in vertical guidance here. Slowly catching up to it here. Let me go ahead and increase our rate of descent a little bit more. Go to 2300. So we're going to come across the top of this ridge. I'll see if we have to kind of hold off a little bit right here. Let's see how big that is. 3,816 feet is the top right over here. But we're just going to kind of skip right over here. We're actually going over this end right here, and then we'll enter the downwind for the runway. Let's take a look at our descent checklist. Thrust as required. Yep. Landing field elevation. We got it checked right here. 1696 actually. Ice protection not needed. Altimeter setting transition. We don't have to worry about that. We're on a 2973, which is the field elevation. And there we go. Captured our vertical path. Seat and seat belts are secured. Here for the approach. Like I said, we're going to make left traffic into the downwind. We'll turn off the autopilot and everything and just fly a manual visual approach. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, everybody's getting your seats. Ice protection not needed. Lights are all automatic here. So we have our landing light on, but in the Vision Jet, at least in the one that's modeled here, it turns into the pulsating, recognition lights. So you never really touch them. And flaps are going to be 50%. Airspeed is 50. What we should do is come over here, look at our bugs for landing. And the one thing I haven't figured out how to do is actually calculate your speeds and stuff for landing. So I just kind of go with the default, which is always VREF is 90, approach is at 100. And we just kind of eyeball it from there. All right, let's take a look at this scenery over here as we come over the Salton Sea. Yeah, hazy down here today. What's our winds right now? Kind of out of the north-ish. Bay Beach all the way down here at the end. The Salton Sea is a story all in itself there. You can do a little bit of research on that. All right, let's zoom in here a little bit. We're already down to 6,200. Remember now, 3,200 is our field elevation, or our pattern elevation. But we gotta kind of watch out for this ridge line right here. We want to make sure we make it above that. So I'm going to keep my speed up. We might go to just heading hold and kind of scoop around it. Matter of fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's go heading hold. So right there. Make a little turn here. I think we'd make it over the top, but just see our airport, I think, is coming into view right there. I think. Let's see. We'll see as soon as we come over the ridge right here. Maybe that's just in the haze, looking a little funky right there. Let's see. Yeah, no, our airport's down over here. I'm going to go ahead and put in my traffic insert here. Keep an eye on anybody else scooting around here, except we've got somebody off our side here a little bit high. Or is that plus 15,000? Is that contrail I see up there? All right, we're going to go ahead and get really slowed down here. We're going to go all the way down to 160. So you can see the mountains right over here. Here's our airport. We got to kind of scoot by these guys here if we're doing left traffic. And there's our pattern altitude right here. That should keep us above those hills. Again, we're going down to 160 here pretty quick, so we'll get slowed up. And I'm going to use the heading hold here just to get us by. Get rid of the traffic map here. Off. Full screen. There we go. And so we are at traffic altitude here. So this is interesting. Did it give me BOD, whatever that is? Anyway, we're not using the VNav here to come into our approach. We're doing it manually, but more stuff for me to play with because it looks like it was trying to get me all the way down to the ground. Oh, that's because we set the field elevation as the altitude constraint. So let's take a quick look right here. You can see where we're going to land. We're going to be coming in right here, and then we'll take a look at the tank museum over here. All the other stuff that's modeled right here. It's not even, you can't even see it yet. All right, gear down. We're beam the airport here. And I'm going to turn the volume up for the approach here because it sounds so nice. So I'll minimize my talking from here on out. We'll go flaps 50. So I know it's pretty loud right there with the engines revved up, but you can see off to the right-hand side where the terrain kind of tends to rise up anyway, so I'm not quite sure if which left or right-hand traffic pattern is the prescribed one. And we'll get ourselves slowed up here just a little bit. Final approach. Now remember, about halfway down the runway, we're going to kind of land long because there's only one way off this airport, and that's straight ahead. But halfway down the runway are a couple of folks looking to see how well we do on our short field landing. All right, y'all, dampeners off, gears down, flaps 100. Throttle idle. And there's our folks judging us. Okay, flaps up. We're going to coast all the way up to the top over here. Before we start slowing down. All right, let me go ahead and get the volume down here a little bit. You can see the taxiway just kind of connects up right to the end of the runway here, and then we got to go down and park off to the left over here. Now I don't know if it's the real world has a fuel pump, but there is a fuel pump down there. Alright, let's slow it down over here. It's a little bit of a drop down here. Alright, and as we come down here, we'll get our probe heat off. I think there was a fuel pump all the way out here to the left, if I'm not mistaken. Someplace. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we're just going to do a quick 360 right here. This guy's waiting for us here. And parking brakes on. Alright, bleed off. Just gonna shut everything down right here. Wait for the engine to spool down, and then we'll pop out and take a look around over here. Hopefully my drone doesn't take me way off to the hillside right there. Alright, we're looking good. Let's pop into the drone and see where we are. Oh, good. Last time I was in a drone, for some reason, it took me like a mile away. All right, so here we are. Let me go up a little bit. You can see we've got the truck stop over here, gas station. Hop in here and get something at the Chevron. And it looks like a little hotel here, a little motel that you can stop at and take a dip in the pool over there. But the coolest thing is right here, and I wish they had a sign on it. There is a tank museum, and I swear, I wonder if it's called like the Patton Tank Museum. Wow, look at all that. Got a lot of, what are those, M3s. Got some vehicles down here. Very neat. Very nicely modeled here. Got a few trucks, got a Toyota, apparently. What's that? Looks like a Soviet tank, I believe. Another Grant tank, or yeah, I think that's the Grant. Or is it the Lee? I get the two mixed up. Same tank. We'll take a quick look down over at the other end of the field. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that little flight out here. A little bit of fun. Take some cell towers here, and no way of getting out here. Not sure what this is. It's like a little power station. An empty billboard. Really? I should do a little bit of scenery, huh? Let's see, halfway down here, we should see these folks. There they are. Sitting around here judging the short field takeoff and landing, huh? All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, have a good day. That's it for now. There's a little hop out here to Chiriaco Summit. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.